Hey everyone, so I've been having a lot of questions from you guys on how to get a job at Mac. And so I decided to do a video on it. And by no means is this going to guarantee you a job at Mac, but I thought I'd just give you guys some tips and pointers since I had worked at Mac for 6 years and I was part of the management team and I had sat in and conducted some interviews. So I know a little bit about what they're looking for when it comes to hiring someone for a position. One of the first things that I want to point out is that Mac really looks for someone who has makeup experience already. So basically when it comes to hiring a person, what they'll do is that they'll train you on their product, but they're not going to train you on how to apply makeup. So on the first day of the job, you basically are put out on the floor and you have to be able to match a foundation for anybody that walks in that door. So you definitely want to have the experience to back you up. So whether it be going to school or going and getting a job at another makeup counter or doing a ton of freelance work, all these things will help you get your foot in the door. What I had done was I went to makeup school, and the school that I went to was the Yorkville School of Makeup, which is part of George Brown College in Toronto. And I had also worked at some makeup counters while I was in school so that I could get as much experience as I could possibly get before I applied at Mac. So when it comes to actually now going out and applying for a position, when you go to your local Mac counter, what you want to do is make sure that you have your resumes on you, make sure that you have a pen on you, and be in all black because all Mac artists wear black at the counter. So wear all black, do your makeup to the nines, like showcase your abilities on your face right there. That's when they're going to see what you can do with makeup. Wear something super trendy, do something trendy with your hair, and act super professional. Don't go in there with your friend and don't shop while you're there. Just go in there for the purpose of applying for a job. Probably the most important thing that you're gonna do when you walk into any sort of application or an interview is have a ton of confidence. So whether you have that confidence or not, just fake it. So now when it comes to the actual interview process, you want to make sure that you're familiar with the company. Research the company, Google the company, whatever you need to do. Go in there beforehand and play around with the products. Talk to the other Mac artists about the products. Figure out what your favorite Mac product is. And then when it actually comes to the interview process, when they're sitting there and they're going to ask you, obviously, like any other interview, why do you want to work there? What do you know about the company? What do you have to offer? You want to sort of approach it from an angle of not so much that you need them, but rather they need you. So why you're the best person for the position, why you're better than the other 10 people that they had just seen. Whether it be that you're going to work harder for them than anybody else is, or that you're a total people person and can work in a team, or that you love customer service and you love dealing with different customers, and that that the most important part of any business is customer service. So you just really want them to understand that yeah, you love the company, yeah, you love the product, but you are the best person for the position. So another thing that might help you get a job at Mac is being willing to relocate. So if you had applied to the counter that was 10 minutes away from your house and they're not hiring at the moment, but the one that's 30 minutes away is, being willing to drive to that location will help you get your foot in the door. Because Mac doesn't hire full-time employees, they only hire part-time. So getting in is the hardest part, but once you're in there, just proving your worth will get you higher and higher and higher. And at the end of the interview, what had really set apart candidates for me was people that were prepared for questions for the interviewer. That alone just shows that you're really serious about the job, that you're professional, and that you're prepared. So make sure you have a list of maybe 3 or 4 stock questions in your head that you're going to be asking the person at the end of the interview. So probably one of the most important things that's often overlooked when it comes to after the interview is done is the follow-up. So what you want to do is 3 days later, and then a week later, and then 2 weeks later, you want to call back. You want to walk back in, you want to talk to the manager, you want to know, have they made a decision yet? Are any other places hiring? You really want to show that you want this position more than anything else. And by following up with them, that'll sort of keep you fresh in their mind versus other candidates that they had interviewed. And that's it. So those are some of the tips that I'd come up with for you guys on how to get a job at Mac. So I wish you guys the best of luck, and by no means is this to guarantee you a job at Mac, but it is just something that I thought would be helpful for those that are looking to work for Mac. It really is a great company to work for. I thoroughly enjoyed my 6 years there and got some of the most invaluable experience that I could possibly get from my makeup career. So definitely just go out there and go after it. You never know until you try. Good luck, guys. Stop ringing. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh.